When I first met him, he was about maybe 5'3", maybe 115 pounds, and that's maybe making him a little bit bigger. He played on the freshman football team, and he was the 4th team tailback as a 9th grader. And I don't even know how much he even played in freshman games because of his size. I mean, he was just an undersized, speedy running back. I remember talking to his folks, and his mother actually was afraid at that time, maybe even to send him to DeMatha because of him being so small. My name is Bill McGregor. I was the head football coach down at DeMatha for 29 years. I had the pleasure of coaching Brian Westbrook. As a freshman, just another guy on the team, just working his way, someday maybe being on the varsity, you just never knew.
First time I saw Brian, along with a lot of the other freshmen, is you look at him and say there's no way that he's going to play football at DeMatha. My name is Ed King. I'm the athletic director here at DeMatha Catholic High School. I was Brian Westbrook's running back coach. You come in at 100, 110 pounds as a running back. That really doesn't fit the mold. But after 3 or 4 years of grooming, hard work, that's when things pay off, and he matured, he grew physically, spiritually, mentally, and by the time he was a senior, he was ready to go.
It reads at DeMatha, patience is the game plan. The article talks about the patience that you have to have, and he demonstrated those patience. I mean, Brian was all in. Brian was our team captain, co-captain of the football team. He was one of those guys in the locker room, wouldn't say very much, but he was like that old E.F. Hutton commercial. When Brian speaks, everybody stops and everybody would listen.
Brian was not a talker, he was a doer. And I think that's what a lot of people respect about Brian. He's not going to run his mouth. He's not going to add, gasoline to the fire. He's going to get there. He's going to perform, and that's just the way he is. He's a humble guy, and that's Brian Westbrook.
Westbrook, a 5'10", 180-pounder, ran through, around, and over Gonzaga's defense for 136 yards, 2 touchdowns on 14 carries. Brian had an outstanding junior year, and I believe even in the championship game his junior year, he scored the winning touchdown. And he just got better and better. Then as a senior, he came out, and we were expecting great things from him, but he got hurt. We at DeMatha, we don't have a practice field, so we had to move to another park. And so we're over this other park, and it's near the end of 2-a-days, and we're doing 7-on-7. And Brian steps in this hole, like over 4 feet deep. I mean, he's lucky he didn't break his ankle or break his leg and everything else. But he did tear his MCL. There's nothing you can do as a coach. I mean, your heart aches for Brian because I think it really hurt him, maybe even in terms of recruiting his senior year. But, things happen for a reason.
They come out of the locker room. Brian leads them out on the court, does one of those spin around dunks over his head. I went, that's Brian Westbrook? I mean, he's only 5'8", and he's dunking. I said, okay, I'll take him. Well, the great thing about Brian was that he was a professional even in college. He did everything right. He worked hard, he studied hard, brilliant student in our business school, and just a professional at everything he did. Block, run, catch, punt return, kick return, serious as a heart attack. Well, he had the uncanny ability to break tackles, and he had an impressive cutting ability. So he'd take off to the left, and all of a sudden, bang, he'd make a 90-degree cut, hit an open space, and he had game-breaking speed. He was not a guy that yelled and screamed. He was very quiet, and you just watched him and you knew you didn't mess with him. He took care of business. Brian Westbrook, of course, won the Walter Payton Award, which is symbolic of the best FCS football player in the country. And he's a guy who did it in so many ways. He was a kick returner, he was a punt returner, a great pass receiver, a great runner. And you know, Walter Payton was an amazing human being, and I would put Brian Westbrook right in that same category as a player and as a person.
It's hard to believe it's been 20 years since his senior football season. It's hard to believe that time has gone by, you know, that quickly. He was a young man of just great determination, just hard work, great commitment, and wanted to excel. I'm just so happy, so proud that just plays such a small part in his life. And you know, he's somebody who is special to me, to my family, and someone who I love dearly.